What's up, guys? Eddie from Harlembling, and today we're going to talk about Miami Cuban link chains. Whether you buy a silver one from us, whether you buy a gold one from us or from another company, we're going to talk about Cuban links, but specifically what makes a Miami Cuban a Miami Cuban. This is probably our bread and butter of chains. We sell out of all of the different styles. Probably around 30% of our sales are Miami Cubans. So what makes a Miami Cuban a Miami Cuban? But first, I want to remind all of you, subscribe to my channel down below. Hit the like button, hit the notification, join the Hrlembling family. We're trying to bring more of these videos to you, whether again, you shop with us, you shop with somebody else. My main goal is for you guys as the consumer to make an educated purchase. You work hard for your money. And I want your money to go smart. I don't want you paying $10 a gram for sterling silver. I want you to make the best financial decisions and get the best quality jewelry. So now, with Miami Cuban links, one of the most common questions we get is about the link spacing. Can you guys make it tighter? Could you guys make it more open links? We want to save a little bit money on the weight. Or we want all the links to be really tight, not have any spacing. So let me explain one thing to you. These chains, if they're made by a professional jeweler, are made a particular way. This way has been around for 100 years, since these chains started being manufactured. Now, the same way as a standard piece of paper in America, any piece of paper is 8.5 by 11 inches. 8.5 inches wide, 11 inches long. Why is it like that? It's a standardized system. That way it fits into an envelope, it fits into your printer at home or at work, it fits into a manila binder. It's 8.5 by 11 inches. It's a standardized unit of measurement. You buy paper from, I don't know, from China, or you buy jewelry, I guess, getting drop shipped somewhere, it's not going to be 8.5 by 11 inches. So you buy this piece of paper, you can still write on it, but it's a little bit longer. So why am I making this example? When a Miami Cuban link chain is made, whether it's one of these made in America, 14 millimeters, these are handmade, or whether it's one of these Italian ones, or whether it's the new ones that we have with the Moissanite clasp on it, which, by the way, they were made from two different factories, but if you guys look really closely, they're the same exact spacing between the links. For those of you guys that really have an attention to detail, the one with the Moissanite clasp, we finish it off with rhodium. The other one is just natural silver. Or whether it's the stainless steel links that we have with the Moissanite clasp, the ratio between the links and the holes is constant. On our silver ones, all of the links are soldered. All of the links, every link is soldered, meaning there's no gap. On the stainless steel, since it's a very hard material, there's gaps, but when you wear it, they're on the other side. So there's a particular ratio. The ring to the spacing has a ratio of 5.2 to 1. Listen, this is now some information to all of the jewelers and all of our competitors. If you guys mess up on that ratio, your Miami Cuban link is no longer a Miami Cuban link. You can still call it on your website a Miami Cuban link just because people love Miami Cubans. But it's not a Miami Cuban link. The ratio between the rings and the spacing has to be 5.2 to 1. So how a Miami Cuban link is made? I don't want to go too much in depth because I don't want people trying to copy our chains more than they already do. But Miami Cuban links are made from rings. They're rings like this that go on each other, kind of like a cable chain. Then the jeweler hammers it into place, bends it out, and stamps it. Then we polish them. to have a nice diamond cut, all by hand. If it's an iced out chain like this with moissanites, let's say, we set the stones by hand. We drill the holes out and we set the stones. Same thing for man-made diamonds. So, to get back to the video, there's no way to make the gap on the chain smaller. This is the standardized way. If we would make it any smaller, it wouldn't be flexible. It's no longer a Miami Cuban link. If we would make the gaps bigger, it would be more lightweight. Same as this. If you look at it this way, it's a standard ratio. It's supposed to be 3.25 to 1. Now, obviously, guys, if you buy a smaller Miami Cuban link, the gaps will be smaller. However, the ratio is the same. The ratio between the width of the metal and the hole is constant. I challenge one of you guys that has a fat chain and a skinny chain, get a millimeter caliper and test it out for yourself. Now, listen, there's other Cuban links out there. I'm wearing a 22 millimeter moissanite. This is not a Miami Cuban. This is a prong chain. And you can see the links are tighter. The ratio is no longer the same. But see how it's not as flexible. The reason this is okay is because this chain, you wear it by yourself. It doesn't need to be flexible. People love to put pendants on our Cubans. If we make this Cuban any tighter, you won't, when you wear a pendant, it's going to twist up. And as an example, this is what would happen. This is a chain from a competitor with some fancy clasp. I don't even know. I think this is brass. You don't want your chain looking like this. Our chains are handmade. They will lay perfectly flat. They hang straight. This is what a Miami Cuban link is supposed to look like. The spacing is the best. Now listen, there's companies out there, they try to make stuff like this. I don't even know what metal it is. It's an oval. This is an oval cable chain. This is not a Miami Cuban link. I bought this at the mall for like $40 today. Made out of brass with this nice lobster clasp that looks too small. Comment below if I don't know, $40 for this is a ripoff. I'd rather buy a Harlembling stainless steel chain for 40, 50 bucks. Or this. This is not a Miami Cuban. I don't even know what this is called. Comment if you know, but this is some weird link. Sorry, guys. And yeah, this is closer, but it's not a Miami Cuban. Our other popular chain is curb chains with a lobster lock. Again, this is not a Miami Cuban. On this one, the holes are further spaced apart, but this chain is much cheaper. Why is it cheaper? Number one, the labor is easier. Number two, there's less weight. Number three, there's less labor because this is just rings. You don't have to bend them and polish them. Now, if you guys want something much more close together, but still the best quality, you get a double curb. These are one of our most popular chains. I haven't seen any other company sell them. If you really want just metal on your neck, but still a Cuban, you get a double curb. This has 2 rings. And the secret is, the smaller one you get, the more tight it will be. This is actually a defect. But, yeah. This has to be in the rejected pile. The jeweler, I guess. But this is why I'm using this. He forgot to put another link here. And that's why it's this large gap. But yes, this is a double curb chain. If you want to save money, you get a flat chain. A flat Cuban. See how flat it is? So it's very lightweight. It looks nice on your neck, but it's much more lightweight. Again, this is not a Miami Cuban. You should not pay as much for this chain as you will pay for this chain, because it has half the weight. Look at it, guys. You see? Is this a good chain? 100% it is. It's one of our most popular selling chains. But there's a market for everything. You want to get a 5mm Miami Cuban, a real handmade Miami Cuban, whether it's made in Italy or America, go for it. For the same price, you can get a 10mm flat chain or an 8mm curb chain. And this is what will educate you guys. Last point I'm going to make before I let you guys go. Our sale, 4th of July, July 4. The code is July 4. We released it for 250 uses. It expired already. However, I'm going to give you guys a second chance. Another 250. So, for the next 250 customers, you can use the code July, July 4 at checkout. Save 20%, 22% off the whole website. Get yourself a Moissanite. Get yourself a double Hrlembling. These are heavy. They have double the links of a regular chain. And I'm twisting it, but these chains lay flat. They don't twist. You can run around with it. And they're flat. Get yourself a Moissanite watch, automatic movement. Shop Harlembling.com. Until next time, Eddie.